We're just going to cover a problem I see every day, and that is thermal fuse failure, either with the GHD Helios HE001 or the GHD Air 1.0. Both are fitted with thermal cutouts which will reset when the hairdryers cool down, and they are also fitted with thermal fuses that once they've failed, that's it, they have to be replaced. We repair both of these models for whatever is wrong with them, from damaged mains cables to broken fans. Actually this one has, if you listen, you can hear the broken pieces rattling around, so repairable. But what we're going to talk about is why these thermal fuses are failing so often and what you can do to stop it. And 9 times out of 10 the thermal fuse has failed because the customer has not kept the air intake filter clean. So on the HE001 you can just grab this ring here, twist it anti-clockwise and lift it away. You'll often see dirt and dust collected in here. Probably the easiest thing to do is get your vacuum cleaner out and on a low setting just get the vacuum cleaner nozzle close up and just give this a scrub with a toothbrush and just suck out all of the muck that's accumulated in there. When you next, actually you can, at this stage you could turn it on, make sure the heat is off, turn it on to high, and anything that's fallen in there will be simply blown out the end, and then turn it off. Now you might not be able to see, but both of these hairdryers, the air filter is full of tiny little holes, and I find the best thing to do, again with the toothbrush, is just to go over both sides. If you've got any stubborn muck on there that won't come out of the holes, just dab the bristles of the toothbrush into them. Again, if it's particularly filthy, and I see a lot that are, just use the vacuum cleaner and suck as much out as possible. You'll notice this mesh here in this particular case rotates, and there are 3 little tabs here that have to line up with the little slots that you can probably see in the mesh filter. So you can take this out completely. You could wash it, dry it thoroughly, make sure all the holes are unblocked, and then just simply line up the cutouts in the mesh with the little tabs like so, and then just turn that so the cutouts are in between the tabs. This will only go on one way, so if you can't get it to go on, just spin it around and eventually it will go in like that, and then a little click to close and lock it into place. And clean that. I mean, I would recommend doing it weekly. Depends on the use of the hairdryer, but make sure this is kept clean at all times. Try not to accidentally cover it with anything. You know, don't have it running and accidentally cover it with your hand or a towel or anything like that, because that will quickly overheat and trip the thermal fuse. Now the other thing I would recommend to get the most out of these is if you are on full heat or even middle heat, before you turn these off, turn the heat off for turn the heat off there and leave the fan running either on the medium or high setting, and you will be able to feel when these have cooled down. The air will be hot when you turn the heat off, and then after about 5 seconds you'll feel it blowing cold air out onto your hand, and that means that inside has cooled down completely and you can turn the fan off. So you know, most people will just have them on full power, full heat, and just turn them off. Now obviously the heating element inside is still extremely hot, and that heat can transfer into the thermal fuse and weaken it over time. So heat off first, leave the fan on, 5 seconds, cold air is coming out, turn them off, and you are done. Now on the Air 1 we have a similar arrangement, slightly different pattern as you can see, but it's a similar arrangement. twist and unlock and lift it away. Now this filter will literally just fall out of the little plastic holder that it's in. Same story here. Get a vacuum cleaner, toothbrush, and just try and scrub out any dirt and debris on here. Tap it out, vacuum it out, turn the heat off, put it on full power and blast anything that's fallen into there out. This one's got a broken fan, which is why it's making that hideous noise and vibrating, and you can hear the bits of broken fan inside. Now on the Air 1, you will notice in here there are two cutouts. There's one here and there's one just there. Now those cutouts need to line up with the two tabs, one here, one here. So with the logo up the correct way, you need to get those two tabs and line them up here with those little cutouts. There's nothing holding this in place, it will simply fall out. Look at the way the logo is now sitting, it's correct with the two tabs there. Now what you need to do, obviously the logo will be horizontal when it's back in the hairdryer, so just turn it slightly anti-clockwise and try and fit the cover. Right, there you go. It will only go one way. Once it is there, you can twist it clockwise and that will lock into place, and you'll notice now that the logo is correct. That's it really. Same story with this. Turn the heat off first, leave the fan running 5 seconds, you'll feel cool air being blown out the end, and then turn them off, and that will help them last as long as possible. Again, as I said, keep these air intake filters clean and do not accidentally uncover them. So that was it really. It was just a quick video for our customers. We're going to include a link to this video after every repair that we do on these, so the customer is aware that they must keep these air filters spotless, or the same thermal fuse can very quickly fail again.